Unfortunately, so Gref, he's in a group with Skillus. He's also in a group with Astra, and I believe Astra is missing in action. I believe Astra is MIA. So unfortunately, I believe there will be a walkover, and I believe we will be advancing on. But we're now diving into our next best of 3, our next series here. I believe this is a winner's match in the group. Again, it's a group of 4 players. 2 will make it through, 2 will be knocked out. We're here to determine who makes it out first here in Group F. They're in Group F, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Side Delta, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player representing Hot-Headed Gaming. It is NightPhoenix. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Pink Zerg player representing himself, as far as I'm aware. I'm unaware if they are a part of a team, but the Pink Zerg, it is JimmyMicro. The PvZ is upon us. Again, this is a winner's match of Group F. I believe NightPhoenix was able to bring down Taldarim 2-0. JimmyMicro took down his opponent 2-0 as well. And now this is a qualifying match. Meanwhile, oh my god, JimmyMicro going for a hatch block here. Now, there is no gas behind this. There's no spawning pool. I believe this should be a hatch opener and just designed to disrupt the build here of NightPhoenix. Yep, there we go. Hatchery's on the way. So this is not an all-in. This is designed to force some inefficient mining here and force some delayed income from NightPhoenix. It's a way to disrupt the opener of the Protoss. NightPhoenix opening up double gateway. A bit of an overreaction here. It's going to be 2 gate into a cybercore. Now, I say reaction. Basically, this is a 12 pull response. With this, we can counterattack with a couple of zealots, with a couple of adepts. We can have quite a formidable force early on after we deal with this hatchery. It's going to be on JimmyMicro to defend that eventual counterattack. Again, a good surround overall. We're going to be looking to force a cancel on this hatchery, and hopefully it doesn't get killed. There we go. To force a cancel. And from here, we can go back to mining, and we can expand. Now, because it was a 2-gate opener, that means this. We can make 2 adepts at a time. We can move out. We can counterattack. Oh, the hatchery is thrown down for a second time here. NightPhoenix, a little bit of a lapse in judgment there for not throwing down a pylon or keeping something here to expand. This will be delaying the counterattack. Oh, but we're not counterattacking. We are going for a proxy. Okay. This is why NightPhoenix had a delayed expansion here, because we are investing elsewhere. We have a proxy pylon. Looks like a proxy Stargate. I imagine, behind this, link speed is on the way. Couple of lings, a queen as well. JimmyMicro getting into quite an aggressive follow-up here, prioritizing link speed. Meanwhile, this hatchery is once again going to be cancelled. Just in time. Now we are moving out. When it comes to this proxy pylon, we haven't really committed to it yet. It's only a pylon to reinforce, as we should be expanding. There it is. Natural base is on the way. Adepts are moving out. Link speed still not even halfway done, so NightPhoenix can have his way with these units. He's going to be looking for some drone kills. Now, even though NightPhoenix's base is delayed, because of these adepts, we have actually made a lot of links. An abundance of links have been made here, so the drone count of JimmyMicro is actually quite low. It looks like we're link flooding, actually. We have links from behind, we have links from the front. We are cutting workers here at 20. Very low drone count, and we are just amassing links. We're going for a massive link counterattack. The Stargate's across the map. The Stargate is across the map, and that means we cannot use the Oracles to defend back at home, or at least it's going to take so long to actually get back. We're going for drone kills, but we should notice that there are very few workers here to work with. There we go. Lings are going for a big counterattack. Wall-off is thrown down. The problem here is that, again, these Oracles, they're so far out across the map. Like, we need them here at home. We need everything back at home to defend, because here we go. Here comes the all-in. A massive Ling flood from JimmyMicro. And NightPhoenix, we have a couple of adepts behind the mineral line, or behind the wall. Shield batteries on the way. This is looking solid so far. Big gamble here to go for that Oracle harass. For the time being, that we have a spore in the main base. The Lings, they do not break in. Shield battery is done. Stalker's in position. We have 3 adepts. We are solid. And JimmyMicro, he's droning. He's droning up back at home. Here comes that Oracle. We do have some anti-air. We are ready for this. Still going to get a couple of drones. 3 workers go down. Good damage. Good damage here from NightPhoenix. Just maintaining control of the economy here of JimmyMicro. NightPhoenix has a massive worker lead, and JimmyMicro is struggling. going for a third base. Again, all these Lings could have been drones. They could have been workers, but again, we did want to go for the mass Ling flood, and it did not pay off. And now JimmyMicro is in that much more trouble. NightPhoenix is going to be coming in towards that natural base. Spore is not done. We'll find a couple of workers. Oh, the Oracle taking a lot of hits. Ay, ay, ay. And we just go ham, by the way. 7, 8, 9 drones go down. Oh, we're going to get 10 worker kills, 11 kills at the natural. We barely had an economy to begin with. And now it's that much more stifled. It's just that much more gone. There's nothing here. Behind this, oh, that's a lot of gateways. 5 gates. It's going to be 5 gate glaive adept. NightPhoenix knows how far ahead he is, knows that he does not need a third base. At this point, because of the lead that NightPhoenix has, we can just go all in. We can just go for one big push here on 2 bases. And JimmyMicro just does not have enough. I mean, even the best micro, even Jimmy's micro, won't be enough to survive. Shouldn't be enough to survive. But we'll see. We'll see if we can pull off a miracle. Oh, bold move here. The Oracle is going to be forced back. We do force an overreaction as well. Roach Warren is done. Roaches are going to be amassing. We have a handful of Lings to work with as well. But here we go. The Adepts are shading on out. How many Roaches do we have? 0 Roaches. Because of all the economic damage, we're just making nothing but drones. Lings, they try to counterattack. But again, a good positioning from NightPhoenix. The Overlord did spot the move out. Third base now on the way, but again, we can hit a very strong timing with these Adepts. 7 Roaches are being produced here from Jimmy. Oh, we have 3 Oracles. We have 3 Oracles, papi. We can go in, we can send it. And there we go, Adepts moving towards that natural base. Oracles threatening those Lings. The Adepts are being caught up by the Roaches, so this is best case scenario here for Jimmy. But the Oracles, they can go hand here on these Lings, and so many Lings going to be shaved off. Every single Ling does fall. The Adepts, they don't commit to the shade, but we can focus on these Roaches, one after the other. The Queens will help support. More Adepts being warped in across the map. And we do slip into the main. We're still just heavily droning. We're trying to recover here. Boys are being pulled. Not what you want to be seeing. Ooh. 8 workers go down. At the same time, Adepts, they're camping the third base. We're just being pulled apart at this point. NightPhoenix coming in from the left, coming in from the right. Big warp into the main base. The Prism has arrived. We're getting a third base running behind this with shield batteries. GG gets called. And NightPhoenix will take game number 1. GG. Solid game out of NightPhoenix. Again, there was potential with what JimmyMicro was whipping out. That is true. There was a lot of potential, but unfortunately, again, investing that heavily into the Ling Flood didn't quite work out. We were so well prepared for it, so ready for it. We had a full wall off and Lings did nothing, and as a result, we saw NightPhoenix get out of control. Completely snowball out of control there with his harass. Whether it's Adepts, whether it's Oracles, just too much economic damage. And with that, NightPhoenix takes a 1-0 lead. But I want to believe that we can fight back. I want to believe that we can bring more to the table here. Here we go. We're getting into game 2. Also, I have confirmation. It is unfortunate. I would have loved to have seen Astra versus Greth. But Astra is nowhere to be found. And Astra is going to be forfeiting. So in Group A, Skillus, both Skillus and Gref make it to the playoffs. Kind of to be expected. I mean, I say kind of like, I wanted to see Astra. I wanted to see Astra. Smooch. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Hardland. We have our Ukrainian Protoss player, the yellow Protoss, representing Hot-Headed Gaming. It is NightPhoenix. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the pink Zerga player, representing himself. If he's a part of the team, let me know. whether it's like a team like Platoon or her Cargo T team, not too sure. But it is JimmyMicro. I see in the chat. Graf dropped by. Hope you're doing well. Congratulations on making it through. Congratulations. As we do see JimmyMicro this time going for a standard opener. Should be a hatch gas pool based opener here from our Zerg player. A lot more standard from Jimmy. Meanwhile, NightPhoenix is going to be moving out for a probe scout, making sure that everything is normal. Again, he just got proxied. He just got hatch blocks, maybe a better way to put it. So NightPhoenix is making sure that his opponent is playing standard. And so far he does. Does confirm the hatchery. Ooh, is going to be threatening a cannon rush here. Do we commit? Do we throw down a forge? It doesn't look like we will. So, looks like a fake cannon rush from NightPhoenix. Again, there is no vision. There's no overlord here, so we actually can't see this. But a drone now does come down. We force a cancel, and yeah, there's nothing. We're not falling for it. Again, it's up. And we did. Oh my god. My apologies. 2 drones got pulled there unnecessarily. So a bit of an overreaction out of JimmyMicro. Not the biggest overreaction, because there was no vision on the pylon earlier. But yeah, some nice bit of damage from NightPhoenix. Behind this, we're going for a gate expand into the cyber core. NightPhoenix going for a standard opener. We'll see what JimmyMicro is made of. I'm excited. Oh, we do get a kill on the probe. But I'm excited to see what JimmyMicro does in a much more standard game. Like, we saw some attempted cheese in game 1. I want to believe that we can do more than just cheese them. I want to believe. Behind this, we have our takeoff choice. Ooh, gonna be a Twilight Council opener. Okay, NightPhoenix being very aggressive with this. With a Twilight Council opener, we have options. We can go for a straight up standard glaive adept opener, like 4 gate glaives. We could go DTs, like a Dark Shrine with a Warp Prism to harass across the map. Or we could even go for a charge-based all-in. We'll see if we pull out a gas. For the time being, gas is still being mined. I don't see a robo alongside this. This could be 3 gate glaives instead of 4. Fire Council's done. Glaives is in production. Now, yeah, we do pull out. So this should be a quote-unquote macro glaive adept opener. The reason why I say this, I don't see a robo. I don't see a robo, which means there's no Warp Prism with this, which means we should be staying on a very low gateway count. Should be 3 gates in total. And the money that we would have spent on the robo is instead going to be spent on a 3rd base. Well, I spoke too soon. There's the robo. Okay. Bit of a later robo, but the robo is on the way nonetheless. Which means we can commit a little bit harder. There we go. It is going to be 3 gates. There we go. 4 gateways in total. So it's going to be 4 gate glaive adepts. Again, this robo is a little bit more later than I'm used to seeing, but it's on the way nonetheless. Now, this is not an all-in. 4 gate glaive adepts, you do expand alongside or afterwards as well. There are all-in variations. You could go 4 gate glaive adepts into Dark Templar. That is a thing you could do. You can get into Disruptors behind it as well. Meanwhile, we did make a decent amount of lings. We're moving out across the map. We are in the dark. I know I've been focusing a lot on what NightPhoenix has been doing. There we go. The Prism is now on the way. Lings going to be trying to push on in. They do get on top of the Stalker. The Stalker is going to go down. Only the Stalker. Behind this, JimmyMicro staying on a lower drone count, but there we go. 7 more workers are on the way. We're saturating our bases. Roach Warren is soon about to finish, just in time for the Glaive Adepts. So, honestly, a really good timing here with this Roach Warren. These Glaive Adepts are going to hit later. So, because the Robo is delayed, the push is delayed. Usually, Glaives would be finishing up as the Robo is getting across the map for a big warp in. So, this is going to hit a little bit later than normal, just because of the build, just because of the delayed robo, but regardless, we are moving out. JimmyMicro throwing down some safety spore crawlers, cutting workers at a decent time, and there we go. Adepts are pushing. Are going to be moving out, and we're looking to get into that natural as well as the 3rd. Nice split here from NightPhoenix. We do commit. We do commit here into the natural base, and Ling's going to be shaved off here. So many Lings going to be going down. Meanwhile, big warp in. I say big warp in. A warp in into the main base. Drones going down here at the 3rd. 7 workers do fall and counting. This is getting out of hand. This is becoming too much. Lings, they try to engage, but that's going to be 11 dead workers. 11 drones go down. We still have Adepts camping that 3rd base. Meanwhile, third is on the way. Immortal production has commenced for the Roach counterattack. NightPhoenix making all the correct steps here. Oh. Prism going to be forced back. We have Adepts threatening that natural. 15 drones go down. 15 workers fall, and this is critical damage. This is becoming far too much, and from this point is where I would say that it might be wise for the Zerg player to just go all in, to just cut worker production, make roaches and lings, and just send it across the map. But JimmyMicro is droning. He is droning up. Prism getting behind the base. Sustaining quite a number of hits already, but the damage is done at this point, and NightPhoenix back at home, getting his store base up and running. We're transitioning. We have Blink on the way, Forge for +1, Immortal production. NightPhoenix is in a pretty solid position here. Even if this Prism goes down, like, we're solid back at home. Prism does slip away. JimmyMicro droning his heart out right now, still behind in the economy. We do drop back in. The Prism escapes, but the Adepts do drop back into the main base, and we're getting even more worker kills. Ay. 6 drones in total. And looking at the unit slot, that was 22. 7 drones. 22 workers went down throughout all of that harass. Behind this, we're throwing down a Hydra Den. Oh, that's a bold move. Hydras are quite expensive, and honestly, we don't really have the economy to sustain Hydra production. We're getting there. We're trying to take gases. We're droning our hearts out. We're taking a 4th base. JimmyMicro trying to recover, but we need to do more than tech to recover. We need to counterattack. We need to do something about the economy of NightPhoenix. Otherwise, NightPhoenix is just going to run away with it. Oh boy. We'll see if we can. We will see if we can. The army is going to be pushing. There we go. Adepts going to be shading into that mineral line. 2 workers go down. 3 workers go down even. Oh, we get a 4th. Full worker kills, and here comes another big warband of Adepts. At the same time, here comes the main army with Immortals, Sentries, Force Fields. We need Ravagers. Again, these Force Fields will be king here. Without Vials, without Ravagers, there won't be an answer for them. These Zeps are wasted a little bit. We do get thrown away, but we do get a kill on the hatchery. 4th base goes down. We have a massive wave of reinforcements on the way. Oh. This does barely escape. And honestly, we can keep pushing. Could try to keep pushing, but looks like NightPhoenix is containing his opponent, killing the 4th, and behind this, saturating his 3rd, working on his own 4th. There we go, 4th Nexus on the way here for NightPhoenix. JimmyMicro needs to try to do something about this. Does take control of the Zelnaga. And as he moves out, the Adepts move back in. Oh, Hydras to defend, not ideal. Yeah, the workers, they had to fight for a moment there, and 9 more drones go down. And Hydras, they do melt to these Adepts. So we're going to be able to trade very efficiently here. 14 drones go down, 15 even. 16, 17 workers fall before being cleaned up. I'm afraid to look how many drones have gone down this game. 43 to 1 probe. Oh, the efficiency from NightPhoenix is insane. And Charge is about to finish. We have a 2nd robo on the way. Robotics Bane production as well. So NightPhoenix just building up here on 3 bases. Building up for one big push. Now, if we were able to somehow get into Lurkers, then maybe we could survive with a handful of Lurkers, but even then it would be a tough hold. Immortals, they can do surprisingly well against Lurkers. Can do well for themselves. Speaking of, there's that Lurker Den. It is the only option. The only option here for JimmyMicro to live in this game is to get into an abundance of Lurkers. That's if he can get there. Big force fields, we do slice up the army. Handful of units do go down. At the same time, the Zealot run by does slip into the bases here of JimmyMicro. Jimmy a little bit distracted. A drone's going to be going down. We do go for the hatchery, for the Hydra Den. bold move. These L's should be cleaned up without getting too much more done. They scout that lurker den. NightPhoenix did get eyes on this. We are aware. We know. We already have Colossi in production. Again, we are building up that death bull of an army. Ooh. We have a decent amount of Ravagers, which can help. Like, if the Wiles connect, then we can take a fight. Force fields are thrown down. Colossi has arrived, which we are getting on top of the sentries, though. We are getting on top of those sentries. I think still just amassing an army. And pushing towards that fourth base. We see JimmyMicro getting ready for a surround. At the same time, they slip into the main base once again. And a bit of mispathing here from JimmyMicro. 3 Hydras get picked off, leading out a little bit too much. NightPhoenix pushing on through, collapsing on, not even chasing the final army, just pushing towards the mining bases, forcing the Zerg to push into the Protoss. And really good force fields here from NightPhoenix. Slowing it down the Hydra, slowing down the Ravagers as well. Oh my god, we're just picking this army apart. Everything's being cleaned up. Everything will go down, and the Colossi, they survive. GG gets called. NightPhoenix will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. A solid series there out of NightPhoenix, and with that, NightPhoenix will be the first to advance on, the first to qualify, or the first of his group to qualify for the playoffs of Christmas Cup. Congratulations. Again, we are just quickly working through a lot of these games, a lot of these matches, and I'm trying to make sure I can keep up with them. I am trying. Yeah, GG, well played. So with that, NightPhoenix will be advancing on, we'll be qualifying. Meanwhile, we have to figure out where we go from here. Where do we go from here? Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourself.